Hello. Today we are going to see the 2023 year around reading through tarot cards. For this purpose, I've given three tarot decks as options to choose from. The first one is the Wild Unknown Pocket Tarot by Kim Krantz, and this is an alternation from the Rider Waite original tarot deck with animal representations. And the second deck is The Keys to the Universe cards by Diana Cooper and Kathy Crosswell. This is completely different from these decks in that it derives messages from universe. And the last one is the original Rider Waite tarot deck, and I suppose most people would know about this deck. Okay, let's choose any one of these options as you find them pleasing. We'll start with the option number one, the Pocket Tarot. I've pre-shuffled the cards based on uh, a theme. The theme is 12 cards for each month, and then a 13th card for a overall theme of the year. And for this purpose, let's see the first card for the first pile. The first card is Star, and the Star card represents that there is a hope in certain situation, and you're beginning the year hopefully. You might be also gleeful about certain situations, or maybe you're in festive mood and that is still ongoing in the month, and most of you would be continuing the Christmas josh, and then you might be you know uh, the star which represents the star. I don't know, I don't know much about Christianity, but the star represents something religious, and maybe it represents a northern star, I suppose. So in that case, that we in the olden days when there were no lights, travelers used to travel based on the light or guidance of the northern star. So I suppose you would be uh, guided to be happy in the hope of something. And what comes in February is that there is happiness, there is ultimate happiness in February. That this card represents the rays of the sun. Usually, in the original Rider Waite tarot deck, the sun card represents ultimate happiness. This also represents happiness along with physical and mental health. And as you can see, the rays are emitting in all directions, and thus your happiness would be so much abundant that it would be overwhelming. It would be radiating from you to everyone else, and you will be in the optimal health possible in the February month. And what comes for you in the March month is that in the March month you are having some cups upright and a cup downright, which means that you are having certain things orderly, certain things are happening as per your expectations, but then certain things are not. So you might be having some kind of confusion regarding decisions. Since some things are not orderly for you, and since you can't differentiate between what to do about those things, you might be under confusion of making decisions, and this might be affecting your mental health a little bit. Okay. So for the month of April, what happens is you might be achieving certain kind of wisdom about the situation from the March, that you have been feeling confused, and something have kept you closed off or wrapped around in a situation or a problem. So you're gaining some kind of knowledge about that. but it is kind of restricted. You will have to work hard for that. And there is also little meaning that some people might be celebrating something. This is especially for people who are looking for a job opportunity. They might be getting a job. What comes in the month of May is fulfillment. Ten of Cups often means fulfillment. In the original tarot deck, in the original Rider-Waite tarot deck, Ten of Cups would signify family happiness. This would signify that you are finding fulfillment within yourself. In situations like everything is intersecting in your life, that you're finding happiness within family, within work, if you're doing business, even there. So every aspect of your life is becoming colorful. That's what the rainbow of colors represent. Usually in the Rider-Waite tarot deck, this Ten of Cups would have a rainbow over it that we would normally associate with the phrase, right? That there is a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So it is kind of like that, except there is no pot of gold or exact rainbow here. But then this also represents that you would be experiencing so much happiness, so much even wealth. This wealth could be monetary, but then it is mostly about satisfaction and emotional wealth. What comes around for June is Ace of Pentacles. So what happens is this satisfaction or happiness you experience in the month of May, you use that as a fuel to connect to and contribute to developing something else in your life. That is, could be a job, could be a business, could be a new kind of relationship, but which is more stable, which is more about the equilibrium. It is a very mature energy. You see the red center, the nucleus of this circle. That is the satisfaction that you bring from the month of that is May. Yes, you bring from the month of May. Yes, that is also a fiery month. Since people born in May could be Aries, so the fire energy, the passion, that is like a blaze that is burning inside you. You bring that and you bring it to cultivate something. You see, this looks like a cut off tree which has rings, tree rings, and as we know that tree rings, the rings in the tree, rings in the bark of the tree are used to calculate the age of a tree. So this knowledge, this satisfaction, what you bring together is going to help you through the coming years as you cultivate this and start something new in your life. And as I told this message, I heard the train sound, which means that when something is arriving, when you hear a doorbell or someone opening the door or a message or any kind of sound, even the train coming, that is an auspicious calling that something is coming in your life and that is going to happen. So this, since tarot card readings are generally generic and it could apply to a vast number of audience, and you could be hearing it for any kind of theme, for example a job or a business opportunity or a romantic relationship, anything. So this is kind of a generic message in which the people who chose this file would be experiencing new stable beginning in the month of June. And what happens in July is that even though you are experiencing a new beginning, you would be experiencing some kind of setbacks in the month of July. In that, you would not be always happy, that you would be experiencing little drawbacks, and people who are in the business or people who are selling something, they might be experiencing setbacks in the small failures, in the form of small failures. And romantic relationships, people who are listening to this reading for the purpose of romantic relationship theme, they could be experiencing some kind of little quarrels between you. So be aware of such setbacks in your life. And as I shuffled, I intended to take one card for each month, but then for August you got two cards, which is Three of Pentacles and then Nine of Wands. So the Three of Pentacles here represents that you would be experiencing a connection between every point of your life, that is job and emotional well-being, money, and everything. So they would be interconnected, so that in August you have to be careful when you make a decision based on any aspect of your life, since any certain decision might affect other aspects of your life. Also, especially for people who are in who are working in corporate offices or firms, or for someone else involving a team, you might be required to play with the team, you might be required to work with the team. So if you are not a team player, that would be a challenge. But then if it is not a big challenge for you, then it would be fine. The month of August would be fine. But then the outcome you experience from this teamwork, or especially for people who are involved with businesses, they might be forming new connections. What happens is that you might be forming this connection, what you gather through team play, the result of the project, what you might be gathering is like a mountain. It is so strong, it could be standing so strong. It is you might be thinking every step is small, but then the heap of the mountain proves that you have so much skill, you have invested in the project so much, you have invested in your business so much, and it has gained wealth or popularity as much as a mountain is standing. And then the other card, which is Nine of Wands. Wands is essentially sticks, so don't mistake this to be thorns. So once this card says that whatever you're gaining in the month of August, as I said, through teamwork or through connections, and the result would be like a mammoth, that it would be standing tall like a mountain. You see, the structures are also similar, that it's a tall stairs, and then it's a tall mountain. And but what is happening is that you might be required to make smaller steps every step. It's not happening in one day, it is everyday toil. That don't expect I am contributing to the team, or I am trying to make a connection for my business, a network business. So it might be producing results the next day. No, it's not happening like that. It requires time, especially maybe a moon cycle. For example, if you started putting the effort during full moon, you might be experiencing the results during new moon. So it's not very long time period. It's not like a month or two or more. It's just a time period of weeks, probably 10 or 15 days, something like that. Okay. So also people who are spiritually inclined, people who are going through turmoils, so that because people who are spiritually inclined experience hardships more deeply than other people, and because of that they get spiritual awakening. So this also represents the ideology of the song Starway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin, in that whatever you're aiming for, connect with God, just like the song's lyrics tell you. It's although it doesn't look so pleasant like the song does, it's more of dark and harmful way, because everywhere there are sticks, and also they might not hurt as much thorns do, but still they might be requiring us to clear the way by picking the sticks up and throwing them away. So it's not easy. That's what the card says, that whatever you want to achieve is not easy to achieve, but then it is possible, and all it requires is hard work, small steps. So that is what is required for the month of August. And what comes in the month of okay, that is September. Yes. So what comes in the month of September is that there is 10 of coins. But then we would be very happy when we see this card that 10 of coins represent the utmost number of coins. So if we are expecting the reading to tell us that there would be surplus amount of wealth, yes, there could be. For some people who are especially involved in businesses, they might be experiencing surplus amount of wealth, but at expenses of something, at expenses of losing something. I'm sorry to say this, but it might be the time you spent with family, or then actual expense of something else that you're experiencing. Now I'm not a business person, but then as far as I know, it is that not every profit is a profit, because then you will have to delegate the amount with everyone else, and you will have to invest it back, and so on and so forth. So I'm not very well versed with business topics, but then I would say there is a catch in whatever the wealth you are receiving, because the card came reversed, and normally I don't read cards reversed, but then I was pushed to say this to you. And for people who are working under someone in offices or something, you might be experiencing a development of money prospect, that you might be receiving some kind of bonus, or people who are looking for a new job, even if they receive a job, then the salary is good, but then still it somehow it is not satisfying you. There might be a catch. For example, you might be required to work long hours for the money, and you don't feel that the increase in the money you're going to receive is going to satisfy you for the thing you're losing. So it is more like equating. It's not entirely making you happy or something. I'm sorry. There might be people who experience positive results out of this, but I'm just enhancing the negative sides or side effects, so that you are aware of that. But essentially it's a good card. Yes, you might be experiencing wealth. That's a good card. Okay, what comes in the month of October is that this was the card for the month of October. Okay, what comes in the month of October is that you are experiencing a little financial backdrop, a little financial backlash, in that you are feeling a little sad, or look at the horse here. It's kind of feeling sad. It's not entirely sad, a little disappointed maybe. If you are feeling sad, don't look at this card long enough, then you might be feeling more sad or depressed. But then if you're not, you might be feeling that this card represents a little bit of disappointment. That's it. But it's a financial setback, and November might be giving you that. But what comes in October might be giving you that, but what comes in November is that okay, this came upright only. I just by mistake I reversed it. What comes in the month of November is that Chariot. Now the Chariot card, which appears in the original Rider by Tarot deck, it has a actual chariot in it, that a person is riding a chariot, and there are two animals in it. One is dark and one is light. That represents that there is a movement from the dark energy to the light energy. Since chariot is a vehicle, and we move, it's a transport medium that it moves us from one point to another. Chariot is supposed to represent that we move from a negative point to a positive point towards light. But here in this deck, it represents that there is a movement, swift movement. As you can see, October, the horse is still, but then in November, the horse is moving. It's moving fast since you can see the hair flying, and also you can notice that this is cups. This is five of cups card, but this is a minor arcana card, which is either cups or wands or swords or coins that are pentacles. But here this is a major arcana card which does not have any of these four themes, but then you got the same animal next to each other, next to the months. So you might be feeling like the exact energy of this animal. How might a horse feel? It is naturally strong. It has more stamina. But when it is tired, when it is sad or depressed, it might be a little setback. But then it does not affect the horse's entire personality or entire strength. It still has its strength. It's just a little bit sad. That's it. All it needs is a little bit push. So what essentially is you is still there. You are just finding it in the month of October. In that you are finding your inner animal power. You are finding your inner spirit animal. You are finding your inner strength, and you yourself are going to help yourself. You yourself are going to push yourself to a happy future in the month of November. In that you see there is sun behind. It's emitting rays. It's not moon. See, this is what moon represents in tarot decks. And as you can see, the moon here in the forehead of the animal suggests that whatever happened until now, you have experienced that and gained that experience as inner wisdom, knowledge, and it is inside you, like your third eye is opened and there is knowledge from the moon. Usually the moon represents spiritual knowledge and sun represents physical wealth in more or plain terms. So you gained everything in the month of November, and also you have a pentacle attached to your neck. In that you are driven to get this stability, mostly in the form of money, and for some people it is in the form of emotional stability. And what happens in the month of December is that in the month of December there is an action oriented beginning, and as you can see, this is the number of 8 that it represents. In this way, it represents infinity symbol, in that you unleash your infinite potential in the month of December, that you take immense amount of action. And the 8 symbol is more like the scales of snake, in that the snake also represents growth, like a caterpillar eats its way through to become a butterfly. A snake develops its way through to grow. It sheds the old skin and then gets new skin, and all these colorful scales might represent that all these months you've gained certain experience or knowledge, and it is represented by each color of the scale. Like green represents prosperity and emotional wealth, and yellow represents actual happiness, health, and orange represents um, fertility, freedom, and red represents passion, and purple represents royalty, in that it's more about ancient wisdom, because of the amethyst crystal, which is purple in color, and the blue represents calmness, serenity from the universe. So all the colors are there that you're getting through these months. And also there are some colorful cards in your reading, that there are the rainbow colors from the 10 of cups, and there are some colors here, some colors here, some colors here. Normally this deck is not so much colorful. It has only little bit of colors in it. And what happens in the month of December is also that this action oriented beginning packs so much power in it, that you will be taking so much action in the month of December to change your life. And this is now every time you feel down, imagine that you are taking action, like Thor, as the character from the movie Avengers. And every time you feel sad or little down, um, play that song back in your head. It's not the song, the music, the introduction music when Thor lands. So I can see it like that. Someone is, normally he bangs the hammer and lightning comes, and this is more like that. See the lightning and everything. So this are these are the readings for your every month of 2023, but this is the theme. I intended to take again one card for the theme, but then I received three cards. So what is the first card is the world. The world represents completion, and also, as you can see, as I gave the explanation from the December month card, Ace of Swords, you are also receiving different colors for the theme itself, that you are completing different themes in 2023. You are receiving so much knowledge, and also there are stars as mentioned in the first month, January. So you could be becoming like a star, or you could be combining with more stars, like you could be actually getting together with people who are famous, or who make you a star, who make you like a celebrity in your life in some kind of any kind of aspect, and you also might be socializing with people like that. But you might be very careful with your monetary resources. You might be spending like a miser, but then it is necessary in this period. You're doing it rightly. For people who are spendthrifts, know that you should be saving. And yeah, as I said, you should be socializing. You would be socializing. This Three of Cups is a socializing card, and as you can see, there are three birds which appear like they're talking to each other, and it's a very nice card. If you happen to like this card, please take a screenshot or something, because it's very nice. um, it's very pleasing, that it brings us happiness. um, I mean, one can imagine, it does look like it happens in the night because of the shadows and darkness and everything, but then it also looks like the sun is out. It looks more like dawn, and uh, the time we hear the chirps of the birds. So maybe the theme is also that you must be socializing more to feel chirpy like birds do. Okay, that was about your reading. Now we move on to the pile 2. The pile 2 is from the Keys to the Universe cards deck, and these are mostly spiritual messages, in that they will be gaining messages from stars. These are mostly messages from stars, different stars, as people used to come from stars. And if you believe in otherworldly, other universe stuff. Okay, I just took a second for hydrating myself. Okay, what you experience in the month of January is that you are experiencing pure love, and this is literal meaning, that some people would be experiencing pure love, divine connection in the form of romantic love, and for others, if they are above the age of experiencing, it's not about the age, it's that you're already in a committed relationship, and if you're not looking for something new, or if you're not looking at all, then you might be experiencing pure love through others, like family members, friends, pets, or so on. But you are feeling so much loved in the month of January. That's what is happening to you, and this is also could be received in the form of angelic love. That if you believe in angels, angels are supporting you in the month of January. And what is happening in the month of February is that um, you might be trying to match points of your life, that you might be trying to balance and connect points of your life, that you are trying to work, and you're trying to have a potential a family life, and you're trying in all aspects. So normally when we doodle something like a triangle, square, circle, every shape represents something that is running subconsciously in our mind, that we are occupied with something. So triangle means I just forgot the actual meaning, but I suppose a triangle is us trying to connect the dots to see the actual meaning of something. So we might be trying to put things in order. uh, Here you can see, when practice bring everything into divine perfect order. So you are trying to bring things in order by practicing, and you might be also succeeding if you follow laws. Especially this comes off as a warning to people who might be required to follow laws. For example, if you're studying, you might be required to follow the laws prescribed by your school or college. And then if you're working, same, from the workplace, or if you're anywhere, if certain laws are to be expected to be followed, you should be following them. That's the warning for the month of February. And what happens is in March is that February was a cautious month, but then March is going to bring you golden opportunities. You are going to be in high frequency. That is, when people are in high frequency, they will be receiving high frequency receptors. That is, you might be getting good or pleasant words from others. Normally, when you are in low frequency, even the good or normal, neutral tone words could appear negative to you. But when you are in high frequency, nothing would be affecting you as much. You would be experiencing happiness only or calmness only. And also this card itself, when every other card is blue in color, only this card has so much yellow in it, that it represents, yellow is a color of happiness. And it also has this word golden age. I'm not going to read all the lines from these cards and bore you with the details. And since plainly, since because there are more spiritual messages, and not everyone would want to hear about spiritual messages, so you'd be requiring only the uh, literal meaning from these cards. So I'm just giving the essential meanings from these cards only. And so since word says that you're going to receive golden age in the month of March, you would be receiving good showers of good things to you. And if you believe in archangels, Archangel Metatron is with you in the month of March. What happens in April is that, for April I received two cards. What happens in April is that you're going to socialize with more people. In that you are, you see other planets, stars and galaxies. Although there are different themes like planets, stars and galaxies, but then you are going to form a group of people. You're going to be included in a group, you're going to connect with more people who align with your objectives or general interests. And there is also the mention of divine feminine here. So what happens is that you might be enhancing your feminine energy. So if you're a male, what happens with your feminine energy is that you become little sensitive and you cultivate relationships. In that, every person would have equal amounts of should have equal amounts of divine feminine and divine masculine in them, so that they are balanced. So what happens when your feminine energy is down is that you won't be experiencing closeness, or you might not be experiencing happiness that comes from others. That is essential in your life, because you might be doing mundane activities every day, going to work, uh, working out, eating, sleeping, but then something is missing and you won't be feeling happy at all for no reason. But then when your divine feminine is activated, you might be feeling one with the universe, and you might be feeling more connected with other people since your sensitivity is on. So when a female is especially lacking divine feminine, she might not be having the receiving energy to receive love, happiness or help from other people or masculines. So this is being activated in the month of April for you, so that you get more connections through people. And also divine feminine moon is represented here. So whatever the full moon that happens, full moon or new moon that happens in the month of April, I didn't check, I'm yet to check. So probably if it happens in any feminine, uh, you know, um, feminine gender zodiac. For example, Cancer, the full moon that is happening in the month of January now, on the 6th, it is in the sign of Cancer. So, Cancer is a feminine energy that in that it represents the overall theme of motherly nature, nurturing, protecting. So, this is what is happening for you as a part of the month of April. And what happens along with that is you might be connecting more with trees, plants, and crystals if you believe or if you work with crystals. Otherwise, you might be feeling more connected or pulled towards trees and plants to go out in the nature. That might be giving you more happiness. And there is also uh, imagine yourself within the healing aquamarine and blue flame of Mary and Michael. So you might also be required to concentrate on more religious matters, or go to church properly, or whatever religion you follow, to be more spiritual so that you gain the maximum amount of healing or the benefits you could be receiving in the month of April, because what you are receiving from God and nature is that you are receiving the wisdom. You know, what we might not know about these kind of wisdom is that these kind of wisdom are the ones which get us through daily life, because you might be experiencing a setback or general sadness, worriness in one day. But when your frequency is low, or when you don't have the wisdom, that is spiritual wisdom from the earth or the God, you might be all you might be always or stagnant in that energy only. But when you have the wisdom, it would be very easy for you to move on from that stagnant energy and be happy. And what happens in the month of March is that you might be you know self observing more, in that you might be so much focused on the third dimension, 3D of reality, that what is happening here, I'm so much occupied by it, I'm so much I don't know what to do about it. But then the card says that you might be required to ascend to the sixth dimension, in that we normally, when we read tarot cards, they would say five, there are five dimensions, and the fifth dimension is where you do astral travel and you connect with God and everything, spiritual beings. But then in the sixth dimensional movements, you truly love the planet and all on her. So when you envision yourself that you have ascended to that level, that you won't be so much preoccupied or occupied with the earthly strife, that you won't be so much occupied with the hardships that you're facing in the third dimension reality. So when you so everyone's monad is 12th dimensional. So this card says that there are as much as dimensions as 12th dimension. So what happens is that this deck itself is keys to the universe deck. So what we say is that in the universe there are different Milky Ways, and this is kind of a motivation you video or theory that you would have come across anywhere, that we are all a small peck of living beings in the earth, which is a part of Milky Way galaxy, which is a galaxy in the number of galaxies in the universe, and there are multiple universes. So what we think we are, or what we think our problem is, insignificant because it's very small compared. So that is what the month of May is about. And it says that you should open your heart. Okay, yes, to see that everyone is the same, that you only don't have problems. What happens in June is that you become so much balanced with your energies, in that you would be balancing your fire element, air element, water element, earth element. This is because every zodiac sign has a theme, that Aries is a fire element, Taurus is a earth element, Gemini is a air element. So all these are observed from the nature itself. So air you breathe in. And the more you go out and breathe in fresh air, you will be experiencing a balance as a air element or air zodiac. So even if you don't have this particular zodiac sign in your sun, moon, or rising signs, which are the most important in shaping your personality, but then these are essential to your mental well-being. So this card says that for air you go in the nature, and for fire you light a candle or a diya. For water you drink water, pure water, and you bless it. Please bless when you drink water. That this is a simple exercise we can do daily, that when we take a first glass of water in the morning, we can bless it by our wishes, or we can be grateful for what all we have achieved, what all we've been granted by God, and then say thank you at the end, and then drink it. That's blessing water. And for earth element, we can go out in the nature and preferably walk barefoot. This is essential in the month of June to balance your energy. Maybe it is preparing you for something. I don't know. Let's see what is happening for the month of July. Is that your masculine energy is balanced. So what happened in April? Okay, is that May? Okay, what happened in April is your feminine energy was balanced, and what happens in July is that your masculine energy is balanced. So since you've been balancing yourself through these months, since April, after May, and then June, you're balancing your zodiac sign energies, and then now your masculine energy is balanced, so that in July you will be taking steps, you will be more action oriented. You will be going towards getting things, for example a job or a business opportunity or a romantic relationship, anything. You will be so much driven to take actions. Usually the masculine energy is about taking actions, and feminine energy is about following through them. And again it speaks about balance and harmony. But then the month of July would be taking actions, so it would be more masculine energy. So you'd be also feeling adventurous, fiery. So maybe you might be feeling a little aggressive or feisty, if you should take a warning from the cards. July. And then this is for August. What happens in August is that there is an emphasis on time. So be aware that there is an emphasis on time and speed to actions, and that since we had the previous card about masculine energy, which is more about speed and taking action, be careful with the speed. But then time, the thing you think, the concept of time, if you're depressed or sad, you might be feeling lazy and not driven to take action. For some people who are actually depressed, because depression is a prolonged condition, and the symptoms may continue for years even. So it applies to certain people who have seasonal depression, or who experience ups and downs, and that when they feel this, they might be feeling slow, and especially they might be complaining and warning themselves about this waste of time, that I'm not taking enough action, I'm not doing things I should be doing to feel successful or to feel happy, that comparing ourselves to others. But then know that time is not linear in the third dimension. If you're impatient, unhappy, have unfinished business, or resist the flow, it goes slowly. So don't resist the flow, just leave it. Just don't think about time. Time is a construct that we developed. Don't think about time. It goes fast as it is. Focus on in the sixth dimension, you experience two realities at once, while in the seventh, the world stands still as you have enlightenment experiences and moments of oneness. So it says that the card says that once you move past the sixth dimension, all you feel is the oneness. You don't have this concept of time. This is a kind of a spiritual message, but let me tell you that it's about going with the flow, because what happens next is oneness. See, this is the magic of cards. I mean, I didn't prepare these cards at all, but then what happened here? Moments of oneness, the card is followed by oneness card. So what happens after the month of September? In October, you're feeling oneness, that you're feeling one with the universe, one with God, that you're experiencing ancient knowledge, you're feeling divine peace, and you're in perfect balance. You're all chakras, 12 chakras are fully connected to your soul, that you might be feeling inner peace in the month of November. So who are all experiencing the lack of inner peace or unhappiness in the month of September are about to experience this peace, mental peace, in the month of October. Along with that, you would be shining brightly, because you have achieved this mental peace. It is being expressed in your face. And what happens after that is that you are, see, everything, it's connected. Shine brightly, and then you are receiving the light card. That it says that you are radiating joy in the month of this is the connection between October and November. So you are experiencing joy. This is obviously visible in your third dimension, that is in reality we live in. It is observed by others, that people observe that you are radiating this joy, clarity, love, wisdom, knowledge, and many other qualities, that you are experiencing so much good positive qualities, because you have allowed the divine light, that you're being more spiritually guided to be with God. And since you receive all this goodness, the card asks you to send love, joy, peace, wisdom, and happiness to others, share with others, because as much as we receive, it's also essential for us to share with others. And especially this is in literal meaning in the recent times, meaning that we could say that we can be only social, or we can be only nice to people when we are experiencing positive energy or good things in life. But rather other times we are not as much as as much socializing or as much as outgoing, because we ourselves lack the energy to do it because of so much busy lives that our contemporary lives have become. But since this month would be filled with more light, trying to share with others would bring you good things, good karma. And what happens in October is that you are becoming as the Sphinx of Egypt. And as you can see, Sphinx is the figure who has this head of lion and the body of horse. So horse represents that stamina in the body, that vigor, that strength. And the lion represents emotional strength, because as much as physically possible or potential qualities lion has, the strength or the success factor of the lion lies in its head, that it doesn't give up. It is stubborn in its when it wants to achieve something, it's very stubborn. And the Sphinx itself represents a divine wisdom. But then these are the qualities when you take it in the animal form. So you would be receiving these qualities in the month of November, that you would be so much driven by the divine wisdom to be more emotionally strong and driven like a lion, and passionate and physically strong like the horse. That the color theme of the month would be crimson red light. Usually all these cards of the keys to the universe deck, every card would have the color represented in them. For example, the color you should be envisioning when you're trying to meditate, or the aura of the aura of your body, the color you would be emitting in the month, something like that it would be representing. But then I was not called to call out all the colors, but then here in the month of November you should be surrounding yourself with crimson red light so that it is more driving you to be passionate and take enough actions. And people who are physically active, who like to walk, draw or walk a figure of 8 intending to unlock cosmic wisdom. So this is a general knowledge that most people would know, that walking in the figure of 8 is good for your health, and it is also additionally it is also giving you cosmic wisdom. And what happens in the month of December is that again you're getting the light from the god. The Lemuria god is saying that, and you would be feeling more grounded in the month of December. Also, December is the month that you will be transitioning to the energy of Capricorn, which occurs in the month of January. So Capricorn is a very practical and stable energy. It's earth sign, in that it is grounded, and we all will think that Virgo is the nurturing aspect of earth signs, in that it is responsible for agriculture. But then Capricorn is more about practical, food, sharing it, and having that practical wisdom to do that. So you will be having this practical wisdom by the month of December. And then there is other card. I forgot which of these cards represent which month, so I am just taking one by one. But then when I took for the theme, I thought I received 3 cards, but then there are 4 apart from the extra 3 cards here. So let me tell that as a continuous thing. Let me tell these cards also could be representing the energy of December. That some people might be experiencing romantic relationships, and they might be receiving glow physically, that they might be looking appealing, since Venus is about this look factor also. So it might be blossoming, since Venus is associated with good things and fertility. So it might be blossoming, especially if you're a female. So you look more fertile, in the sense that there is a certain hip to waist ratio that represents a woman is fertile. So it might be more blossoming in that way. And the color for that aspect is pink light. So there was crimson red pink, so surround yourself with that color. I bought this plant which shed its leaf for the first time today. This appears pink in this light, but then it's more of a red pink, and I think this plant is called geranium. I'm not very sure. So if you know this plant by the leaf, you might know that it's actually the leaf which just gets colored on the top. It's just comes off in different colors like white, I suppose, or yellow, but then this is the most famous one. So there is association for you between red and pink colors. And then there is this other card which says that rainbow cloak. Okay, so there's more color which is coming to you by the end of the month. Again, there is red pink energy. Beautiful red pink energy will spread across the world, dissolving karma. Okay, your karma will be dissolved. It's all since, I mean, oh my god, the Mercury retrograde. Okay, although the card says that this energy is common to the world, I'm just saying this is for you, that your bad karma is dissolved and then you're receiving good things. Okay, this is because of the golden ray of Christ that God is sending you. And there is Again, fertility and abundance. Okay, so people who are trying to get pregnant, people who are trying to start family, you might be experiencing this, or by the end of the year, by December, or you might be welcoming uh, an additional member in the form of baby uh, among your close family members. And what happens as a theme for the 2023 is that Archangel Gabriel is with you, and he is helping you to receive unconditional love from family and others. And as we saw, the first card for the November, sorry, why am I telling November? The first card for the January is pure love. So the overall card theme for this year also says that you will be receiving um, love from family and members. And you will also be equipped with skills, leadership skills from the High Priest Ra, as you might have heard from the movies or comics, I don't know, about the most powerful priest Ra from Egypt. You are receiving that. And I know throughout all these cards that I was more focusing on the energy updates for you, what would be happening in the form of energy. I didn't anywhere mention about the leadership skills or the upgrades you would be receiving anywhere. But then if in the middle of the reading, if I did tell any upgrades or good things you would be receiving at workplace, please apply that. You might be experiencing the leadership positions for people who are expecting that. I suppose I told by March people would be experiencing showers of good things, that golden age is coming. So it might represent that leadership quality or actual leadership positions will be given in the month of March. And what happens other than this theme is that Greece. So people might be experiencing um, Greek influence, in that men who are working out, who are improving their body, especially muscles, they might be successful in attaining the Greek god sculpted body. And females, you would be experiencing Greek women's features, like that long hair and dark eyebrows and features similar. The shiny, long, bright eyes and eyelashes and everything. Okay. Other than that, the theme is 12 chakras. We already saw the balancing of 12 chakras in one of those cards, and also the golden age. As this card represents it, you would be receiving, because of those alignment of 12 chakras, you would be receiving gifts, spiritual gifts that are telepathy, healing, teleportation. I don't know why I said transportation. Maybe people might also be transporting more, traveling more, or people who are looking forward to upgrade their transports, they might also be receiving those things. Levitation, claircognizance. Okay. So what happens because of this spiritual knowledge is that whatever questions have been bothering you in your life until now, you will be getting the answers from within, because God senses the knowledge and we attain them through crown chakra, even if we actively meditate or not. The reason why we pray is that we receive the cosmic energy, light from the universe, from the God, which will help us gain positive energy to promote our mental health and physical health. So what happens with the promoting mental health is that we receive the spiritual wisdom and growth, which helps us go through our lives easily. Okay, I suppose I helped you through this. Because I think the people who would have consciously chosen the keys to the universe deck would be experiencing spiritual ascension or spiritual upheaval, um, or awakening, and they might be seeking answers to questions. And if you do have any other questions, for example, regarding spiritual happening, you can ask me in the comments or contact me in the given email. Okay, let's move on to the third deck, which is the Rider Waite Tarot deck, the most famous deck. Here I have given 12 cards for each month and then a theme card, one theme card. But I'm not very sure if I had one theme card, because when I shuffle, I did happen to pick one or more cards for every theme. So some months might have one or more cards, and the theme also might have one or more cards. For example, the January card is about Queen of Cups, and also that it's also the month of justice. That you are a Queen of Cups, so you might be in the zodiac signs of Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. This might be your sun sign, moon sign, and rising sign, and you might be always protected by angels. But then the reason is that you are a sensitive person, that you take things dearly to your heart. You're so much focused on something which is bothering you. So things could have been rough for you in the year of 2022, or in some months of 2022, or whatever that has been happening with you for past few years or something. So what happens is that in January you are experiencing justice for the bad things that has been happening to you, but it's just that you don't know it, that you're going to receive justice, that you're going to get justice. So what happens in the month of February is that, since you don't know that you're going to get justice for whatever you've lost or experiencing in the form of extreme sensitivity or sadness or little bit of negative feelings, it has drowned you, and you feel lost, or to for some people to feel like a failure, that this occupies in your mind in the month of February. But what happens in the March month is that the world card has come, that there is a completion. Usually the world card represents completion, not the end. But I would say that this energy, this stagnancy that you're feeling in the month of February is going to come to an end by the month of March, that you're going to feel complete with all the energy. So people who are not in the zodiac signs of above mentioned, before mentioned water signs, you might be in the fixed signs of Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio. So we might be gaining the good things from all these signs. That Taurus is about physical and strength, and Leo, lion, is about emotional strength. The Scorpio, eagle, is about spiritual wisdom, and Aquarius is about angelic guidance or angelic help. So you might be experiencing all those in the month of March. But what you don't know is that in the month of April, you are oblivious to whatever is happening around you, the good things that are happening around you. Because as we said, there is justice that is happening in the month of January, but then you're oblivious to it, and then you feel that you are still stuck by the situation. So although you are experiencing skills or qualities in the month of March, you are still not implementing them to get yourself out of the hardships you've been putting yourself into. Why am I saying you're putting yourself into is because yes, there are seven swords um, surrounding this woman, but then it's not that she is completely unhelpful, that she is tied by um, rope or something, but not tightly that she can't get, you know, get away from. And she is also guided by water. You see, this reading is mostly guided by water, so you might be actually in the signs of water signs. So your emotional sensitivity, which you think is a negative aspect, is actually a positive aspect, but just you don't know it. Because what happens in the following month, in the May, is that you will be united with your soulmate. Especially this is applicable to romantic relationships where people are expecting to be united with their soulmates to have a certain kind of committed relationship. They would, and people who are trying to get married, they would. And for people who are not give me a minute, I will just drink water. Okay, so people who are not actually looking forward for romantic relationships, you might be getting um, um, a connection through a job or something which is driving you so much that it is like your soulmate, that it comes with you lifelong. What happens in June is that you're receiving a glow up. So, whatever the negative energy Queen of Cups might feel, because she is more sensitive, she is now, purging all those negative feelings, all those extreme sensitivity, and she is trying to take things lightly. See, this yellow color, the pastel color, is more about happiness. Yellow color is more about happiness and a light energy, that she is holding a sunflower in her hand, which is a flower of happiness. And also that it also says that she would be um, getting along with animals, since there is a cat and lion here. And the general energy of this queen is that she is innocent, she is naive, um, uh, but then not at the expense of losing something. She just has a heart of gold. And she would be more like happy-go-lucky person. So you're becoming this kind of person. Also, it also has this physical aspect to it, in that people would be appearing good or pleasing or cute. Mhm. Okay, so what happens in the month of July is that you are receiving judgment. So whatever the good karma, bad karma, whatever you've been doing, whatever you have done in the past, you are receiving for it. So if you have did you have if you have lied to people, which is a small um, um, I don't know, I'm out of words, just a small mistake, you will be receiving a little bit of anxiousness associated with it. But if you have done bigger things, you'll be feeling more anxious. But if not, if you have never done anything wrong, even a little bit of lying, then you will be receiving a balance in your life. And this might take amount of 2 months, because what happens in the next month also, after July, is that you would be finding balance, especially for people who are um, balancing between two jobs. They might be finding it hard to balance. And for people who are doing business, conducting business could be harder, because you will have to take money from one source and then put it in another. So you would have to balance between two sources of money. Otherwise, people who are not concerned about money, this is about the balance you're trying to bring in your life emotionally, or uh, um, between people. So this happens in the month of September. So what happens in the month of October is that you're going to receive monetary help, especially for people who've been trying to trying hard to balance the monetary aspects of their life, since they are trying to balance between two jobs, or trying to balance between taking money and putting investing and then gaining and then again investing in form of business. So they're going to receive monetary help. And for the people who are not concerned about monetary theme, it is about general help to bring balance into your life. So this is for the month of October. So what happens in November is that there is 10 of coins, in which you will be receiving ample surplus amount of money. And you also, if you're not concerned about money or job related theme for the year, it's about utmost amount of happiness, that you would be feeling happy with your family. There are more people, you would be connecting with people, and there would be kids, there would be dogs, there would be flowers, plants, coins, everything. So you would be like experiencing an upgrade in your level of happiness when it comes to family situations. And be receiving actual gifts, actual money, that it brings more happiness and serenity in your life. So what happens in the month of December is that in the month of December you're receiving a setback when it comes to your mental peace. So this might be receiving some kind of heartbreaking news, for especially this could be concerning people who could be on the verge of breaking up in relationships. I'm sorry to say this. Seriously, I'm sorry. I was in this energy of happy, up, so much up energy for the November, and then I carried it to December, that I failed to be empathetic. But you might be experiencing little hardships for some people. For some people you might be experiencing little heartbreak. Be careful if there should be a warning. For others it's somewhat of a news that could be hurting you, somewhat of, or general feelings that could be hurting you, or maybe it could be even seasonal depression. So the theme for the year is there is death card. This could be also representing, as I said, there is end to a relationship for some people. This could be that there is a literal end for some people, but for some people it's beginning. Usually death card is not literal death in every aspect, because if we as people are seeing the reading for our individual self, then if a death card it is in its literal meaning would be saying that we would be dying, but then we won't. So it's more of a rebirth. So this death card represents that there would be a rebirth of you, especially emotionally, because you would be going from the theme of being Queen of Cups to being, give me a minute, where is it? To being a Queen of Wands. So there is a rebirth for you in that aspect. And there is Lover's card, that some people would be experiencing actual love, romantic love. That is also the theme for you in the year of 2023. And the overall theme is also that there is confusion in you. There is literal confusion in what decision to make, what you should be doing about your life. For some people, because this was seen in the initial months for January and February, and then there could be some competitions you might be experiencing, especially maybe it applies to the month of December, where you would be experiencing certain amount of setbacks or things which could hurt your feelings, hurt your heart. So that could also be represented by this card. But essentially this is about confusion or competition, a strife in the form of competition. But I don't see much of competition that could be hurting you. All I could see is more confusion, but you would also be clarifying it. Okay, so I hope I brought clarifications to you, or this reading helped you. Thank you for supporting my channel, and please feel free to comment. And if you want personal readings, you could contact me in the given email. And I wish for you to be happy and I wish this new year to be more fulfilling, abundant, and thriving for you.